Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Performance in Motion with your host, Dr. Deniz.
Okay, folks, we're back for segment 2. Who's ready? I am joined by Cyndi and Waxer, tipped in from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
What's up, guys? You ready for this next segment?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about, obviously, 27 years of marriage. Yeah. So let's talk about, I want to hear from you, Cyndi, and from you, Waxer, your 3 top reasons what makes a healthy, long-lasting, thriving Christian relationship.
All right.
Well, you kind of already said the one.
I said the one.
Yeah.
The renewing the mind.
Focusing on
the good, on the positive. Mm-hmm. There's always negative you could find if you're looking. Mm-hmm. So don't look for it. Look for the positive. Mm-hmm. And set your minds on those things. Number 2 is have fun together, I think. Just fun. Find things that you can...
Keep laughing with and at each other.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Yes, laughing at each other is fabulous.
Especially as you get older.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, we can hide our own Easter eggs. We never miss.
Oh, my
We
gosh.
never watch reruns because we forget everything. It's great.
Yeah, that's another. I mean, if you want to go top 3, that'd be a good one. Forget.
Yeah, forget. Absolutely.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Right here on my finger, I have tattooed because I put 3 wedding rings in the ocean after getting ragdolled on big waves. So I got tired of feeding the fish gold. So I had this tattooed, and it says agape. And agape is the Greek word for unconditional love. Wow. You can say I love pizza, and then you love your dog. Those are all different loves.
True.
Eros, storge, filio. But agape means unconditional love. And so what this reminds me is if God loved me unconditionally, then that is how I am to love. But I can only go to the fountain than to have something to give. Gotcha. So to me, it's important that I first get that unconditional love every morning from the Lord, because then He reminds me how much I need grace, that I become gracious. But if I don't drink grace in the morning, then how do I have grace for my family?
Very true.
So to me, that's one of the key things, is that where I start the day makes me a better man. You know that great line from the movie, I Want to Be a Better Man? Well, it first starts with a right relationship vertically, and then that helps me horizontally. So that transparency, being able to, I always say we could change the world if we could just learn 5 words, and that is, I'm sorry and I don't know.
Wow, that's powerful.
Instead of having to always blah, 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 blah. You know what?
Exactly.
I don't know. Why did you do this? They didn't, I don't know, or I'm sorry. And we hold on to I'm sorry like they are $20 million words.
Right.
Someone will come up to me and say, hey, Pastor, I was offended. In your nature, you might want to say, by what? Well, what did I say? Because we want to defend. No, if I'm worth a darn at all, I should say, I am so sorry you were offended by something that was said this morning. Acknowledge the wound first.
Gotcha.
So that's what I do. If I've done something in Cyndi, I see, babe, I am so sorry. That's because if I love her, I don't intend to hurt her or be late or this or that. So acknowledge that first. Then say, in what way or how did I hurt you? Then you can learn and become corrective.
Very cool. That's very constructive. Anything from you, wise one? Because you're very contemplative. I like that.
Well, I was thinking of, it's really important to go to God with your frustrations instead of a friend, girlfriend.
Do I frustrate
parent.
you?
Oh, never.
Okay.
I'm just hypothetically speaking. Just in
hypothetically,
case.
folks. Hypothetically.
No, everyone has their frustrating, their moments to frustrate you. And so, that's it. You can always find a friend who's going to go, he shouldn't leave towels on your bed. I can't believe you live with someone like that. And it'll just feed into the negative. Or you go to the Lord and you share that, and He just sits in silence, and then you sit there in silence with Him, and then you're convicted by what you're thinking. And then He does speak to you. He speaks to your heart and turns the whole story around, and you're not even thinking about the towel anymore or whatever the issue was. I keep going to towels, but so our issues. But
just like that. I mean, we've talked about it, Dee. Then let's just say, for example, the towel situation. But then all of a sudden she's like, but we have towels. Dirty laundry, that means I have clothes.
Yeah, good
dishes on that. I have food.
I have someone to share my life with. That's why I have a wet towel.
There'll be no wet towel, but I'd be in an empty house.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
So those are the reflections. God changes your direction.
Very cool. So myself and this handsome surfer young man here, we have a 3-day difference in our birthdays.
Exactly. I think that's why he keeps calling me young.
I did not know that. Happy birthday to both of you.
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
He's 3 days older.
Yep. That's right. September 4.
So he has the
He's an old man.
senior...
I'm sitting up right now in my chair because I'm the older.
You hear folks how the voice changed, and as he focuses, that's exactly what I've witnessed with him. No, it's great. It's great to see, you know, it's great to be able to be yourself and to have that trust.
Yeah, amen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've seen it even, you know, where I live, where the trust isn't there between people that may see each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad at times, you know. But moving forward with all this, I know we're kind of getting...
Well, I actually want to jump that transition for you,
sure.
if I can. Because, you know, on August 3rd, 1991, on a beach, both beautiful, young, healthy people, we could say better or worse.
Gotcha.
You know,
Yep.
There was no limping, there was no forgetting, we were, you know, both in our prime and just said for better or worse. And I'm here today in San Diego because my wife has flown over on a plane with me to meet with a kinesiologist, a correctionist who's going to help me, and her commitment of saying he is wounded, not, hey, that's your problem. But the fact that I am supported by someone who says, if you're wounded, we're wounded. And so if you need to stretch, we're going to stretch. We're going to do this. And that kind of support gives me a whole lot more drive to do this and see it through.
Absolutely, and I'm really humbled at the fact that both of you traveled so far, and you know you have been through the mill, as they say, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate, because I see what's out there, and there needs to be a change, and you know what? That change can start with me, and not just what comes out of my mouth, like other professionals in the field, doctors, whatever, chiropractors, therapists. To live it. And I'm learning that when you live by example, you can have all the backing and all the expertise and blah, 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 but people need to be able to relate to you, and they need to see you doing it on a regular basis. It isn't that funny how that parallels our faith and Christianity, where we have to transform, and we got to put the work in every single day.
Right.
Can't just do it for a week or two, right? Or even in the medical field, right? Here's your diagnosis. Here's whatever the solution is, pain medication, injection, a surgery, or here, do a couple exercises. You're okay. Don't worry about it.
Right.
It's not the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
And that has to change.
Let me show you a mind blower as we've been, you know, seeing the parallels in the two different professions. I'm constantly helping people understand that a Christian is not something you do, it's someone you are. And believe it or not, what I'm learning from you is these stretches and things are not something I do, it's someone I are. Yes. Excuse the grammar. But that's what I'm saying. So looking, standing, walking this way, it's a whole transformation of mind and physical. And that's the same thing with somebody. People say, oh, being a Christian's hard. I'm all, did you say being a male is hard? Did you ever say being a female is hard? It's something you are. You know, so you got something backwards there. And the same here. I want to learn how to think and differently so that it's my health is not something I do, but it's someone that I am, that I are.
And that's what I love about you, Dennis, and I love about God, is that you don't say that you have to come to me and this is what I'll do for you. But I'm going to show you this is what you need to do, and let me show you how you can do it so that you can continue to walk away from me and continue to live and thrive. So I love that.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very humbled by that. And, you know, sometimes we don't know what our passion is in life, but I have to tell you that throughout my life, being able to teach and then lead by example and offer an environment that's positive for learning. If I was hypercritical, and a lot of dads do this, right, with their kids in sports, hey, little Johnny, you're doing A, B, and C wrong. Now you need to work on D. By the time you said A, that brain shuts down. So, you know, I'm hypersensitive, and that carries over to everyone that I work with, whether it's a group or individually, because if I know what you're feeling and I'm reading that, and then I'm altering the approach, how effective are you going to be, A? How comfortable are you going to be? And 3, you are empowered, like you were saying earlier, Cyndi, to continue to progress.
Right.
There is no limit. And how does that correlate to everything
Absolutely.
that you do?
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, this is really, we're all sitting up straight. I wish we had the video so we can show everyone that we're not morphing into
Not
like
slouching anymore.
Yeah, slouching, and our voices change then. Just as a visual that I just had, it's kind of sad. I'm sure you guys visit nursing homes and assisted living places,
Yes.
and you see the little old people and they're in the wheelchair, and everything. They're almost back to a fetal position when they're babies. But isn't that interesting? When a baby's in a fetal position, there's life coming from it, but it's the opposite. And even and then we wonder why. Oh, well, they're weak in their muscles. Well, yeah, but what about their heart? What about their lungs? They're not working right. Every system is affected. So anyway, we have a few seconds left. I can't believe this second segment is done, approaching the end. And we're going to get into some more specifics of what Pastor Waxer has done for training to combat all of these multiple extreme sport injuries. So,
the compilation.
That's right. All right. This is Dr. Dennis. You're listening to WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. Get ready for segment 3. See you soon.
I still got to rag on you because you brought it up 2 times already. When you start and when you end the show, you're still on time. What was that?
No.
Hey there, it's Dr. Dennis, and I'm coming back to you.
And then also you start doing a normal voice.
And now it's Dr. Dennis, and we're on our way out of this